Most superheroes wear masks, and Tim Latta is no exception. As the masked man, he aims to make the world safe for transformation, creativity, learning that is fun, and lots of laughter, one school assembly at a time. Tim has performed for young people in over 3,000 schools, 3,000, and for adults and families in theater around the world. Dancer, choreographer, mask maker, designer, father, and creativity guru, he hopes to entertain, educate, and enlighten students. He is the artistic director of Lattawork, which produces The Masked Man, as well as other school offerings. So without any further ado, I'm going to turn it over to him. So give him a round of applause, and be a wonderful audience. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Well, as you can see from this backdrop here behind me, today's show is going to be with masks. But it's also going to be a little bit about masks, about where they came from, how they've been used over the years, over centuries, really since time began. Now, you all know that masks can be fun. You've worn them before, you'll wear them again. I understand some of you are making them, and I hope you get a chance to wear those. You might be wearing them on Halloween, or if you've had a chance to travel a little bit, maybe go to New Orleans for Mardi Gras, Carnivale, and other parts of the world. So at any rate, you know that masks can be fun, but they're not just for fun. They're not just kids' stuff. Masks have been used in almost every culture, on almost every continent since the beginning of time for a lot of different reasons. They've been used in community rituals and religious practices, in churches and synagogues and temples. They're magical. They can transform us into other beings. Shamans, medicine men, leaders of tribes would wear them to communicate with the spirits, maybe to make the rains come so that crops can grow and people can eat. Very serious, practical uses of masks. One of my favorites, I actually just learned from the National Geographic magazine, and that is that in India, tiger hunters, when they go into the jungle now, wear a mask on the back of their head. I know it sounds strange, but they found that tigers do not attack from the front. They don't attack if they see a face. So now they've got the real face here, the mask on the back of their head. The tiger gets confused, he doesn't know where to attack, so he doesn't attack. So very simply, the mask can save their lives. Now, with all of that said, all of those serious uses of masks, the ones that I have with me today are not sacred masks or religious masks. They probably won't save my life. We made these masks for the theater. We made them so that we could have some fun. But what I'd like to do is begin with probably the most difficult mask that I have here, both to make and to wear. It's called the universal mask, or sometimes a neutral mask. It's called universal because it's an attempt to be everybody in the world at the same time. It's androgynous, both male and female. It's not African or Asian or Caucasian. It's an attempt to be every race at the same time. Now, it's also called the neutral mask because there's no emotion built into it. Like some of these other ones up here, you can see they're very definitely happy or sad or angry or something. This one does not have that, and that's what makes it difficult to wear, because we're all feeling something all the time. And we tend to show our feelings in our bodies, okay? Or in our character traits. For instance, I tend to have a little bounce in my walk when I just walk down the street. But when I put this on, that has to be gone, to be more like everybody in the world at the same time. Or if you have bad posture, that has to be straightened up to be more like everybody put together. The idea behind it is to do just that. You empty out everything about yourself so that you can fill up with a new character and the way that they sit and stand and walk and so forth. So, I'm going to be very brief with this mask just to show you what I mean by this universal or neutral quality. and then we'll get on to the ones that are more fun. Well, I'd like to take just a moment here to talk a little bit about what's going on behind the mask, about what I'm thinking as I'm performing with these characters. Now, first and foremost, when you wear a mask, of course, you have to use your imagination. That's above all else. But there are some techniques that you can use, or tricks of the trade, to help bring a mask to life a little bit easier. And one of the best ways that I know to do that is simply look at the shapes in the mask. So I look at this one and right away, I see this big, concave, round, open mouth. So I echo that with my body. I make my body concave, just to echo what's already built into the mask and help it read a little bit stronger, a little bit farther. I also see these eyebrows going up and the shapes all squished together up there, so everything raises up. It has the effect of making him appear scared, very tense with him, as opposed to this mask in which everything is round, right? He's got a big round head and a bulbous nose and cheeks, chin. Everything about him is round, so I make the movements round. It has the effect of making him appear shy, a little bit unfinished. But again, all of the information is built right into the mask. All you have to do is study the mask and put those qualities into your body, and the mask will jump to life for you. Okay, now, I mentioned the word magic a little bit earlier. Sometimes I really do think that masks are magical. And not only for their ability to change me into somebody else when I wear them, or you when you wear them, but for their ability to sometimes change by themselves. With this next mask, I'd like for you to look for the times when the mask itself seems to change expressions. Question here. Simple one-word answer is fine. What emotions or what expressions did you see come from that mask? Yes, sir.
Sad.
Sad. Good. What else?
Furious.
Furious?
Fearless.
Fearless. Okay, good. Way in the back.
Terrified.
Terrified. Good. Pride. Okay, great. Any more? One more there. Pardon me?
Angry.
Angry. Okay, great. These are all right and correct answers, by the way. If you saw those emotions in that mask, they were probably there. But that's quite a range, just in those few answers. That's quite a range of emotions coming from a mask that doesn't actually move. That's a solid painted leather mask. There's no animatronics involved. How is it that you think you can see all of those different emotions come from a mask that doesn't move? Anybody know? Yes? Body language. Ding, 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 ding. Yes, sir. That's exactly what I'm getting at. Body language is something that we all use every day, whether you realize it or not. It's our way of communicating with each other without ever speaking. Now, as actors, we get to study body language and bring it up here on stage to help create these characters. But you use it even when you walk into school in the morning. Let's say you're walking in and you're hanging your head and you're shuffling along, kicking something on the floor. You know, right away, people see that and they know that something's wrong. They're going to come up and see how they can help you, see if there's something they can do. Whereas if you're bouncing on your toes and you're smiling and waving at people, well, they might still think that something's wrong, but they're going to know that you're in a good mood. They're going to know that you're happy, and they're going to come and they're going to try to get in on that as well. That is body language. Very strong communication between all of us. Now, so far, all of the masks that I've used have relied on body language. We have kind of an unwritten rule in mask making that if your mouth is covered, you don't speak. If we do want to use the very important element of the voice, however, we can uncover our mouth and use what's called a half mask. Now, the half masks are based on a tradition that's about 500 years old now. It started in Italy, and it's called Commedia dell'arte, or Comedy of the Arts. And I think they made some pretty strong characters 500 years ago. We've made our own versions of them, and I think, well, I'm just going to let them talk to you and see what they have to say about masks. I think masks are fun, and they are fascinating, and they've been used in every culture since the beginning of time, including the ancient Greeks and Romans, who used masks in the very earliest form of theater. It's true. No, even before the ancient Greeks and Romans, the even more ancient cavemen, they used masks too, you know, because they would go hunting and stuff, and they would come home from hunting and stuff, and they would want to like show the cave women and the cave kids, like how the hunt went hunting. So like, if they wanted to show how they killed a deer or something, you know, when they were hunting and stuff, they would put on the animal masks and horns and skins and stuff and like reenact the hunt, okay, you know, like they would do a little dance or pantomime or something. Okay, you know what, I'm just going to show you because actions speak louder than words. So I'm going to show you how they would have showed them how they killed a deer or something. Okay, all right, here we go. Deer, okay, all right. Deer. The dance of the dead deer. It was a lot of fun for everyone. Well, yeah, except the deer, of course. Yeah. Well, there's some other folks who want to talk to you, so I gotta go. So, see ya. Bye. Good morning, everyone. Bonjour. No. I said bonjour. Much better. I knew you could do it. Now, I find the masks intriguing for the very simple reason they can be made from so many different materials. Yes. They can be made from wood, like the stage floor, or they can be made from leather, like the shoes and the belts, yes. Or they can be made from paper mache, en français, papier mache. Oh, I have a wonderful idea. Can some of you lovely people think of materials we can use to make masks? Anybody know? Just raise your hand. Yes, sir. Yes. Bread. Wonderful example. You can make the masks, you can have a party, and then you can eat your mask. You've got a meal right with you. Yes. Plastic, of course. Recyclable, wonderful example. Yes, it will last forever. Yes. Way back here. Yes. Pardon me? Honey Nut Cheerios. Let's look out for this one, young man. Yes. Okay, wonderful. One more here. Yes. A box. Very creative. A box can be anything. It's not just a box. It's a wonderful example. Yes. One more here. Yes, young lady. Rubber. Yes, wonderful. Oh, it'll last forever. I love these examples. We'll take one more way in the back.
Gold.
Gold. Exquisite taste, young lady. Yes, of course. Oh, wonderful. Kind of a heavy metal, yes? Oh, this is my favorite kind of music. Yes, I love it. I love it. Oh, everybody, as you can see, we can make masks out of just about anything we can think of. Oh, and I'm having so much fun, but I have to run along and teach another art class now. So I would say ta-ta for now. Ciao! Alright, knock it off out there now. Alright, now masks are used in our society today for many different reasons. For example, football players wear protective face masks. Doctors and nurses use masks in the operating room. Keep the germs out, right? Keep the germs in, whatever. Knock it off. You're going to get everybody in trouble now. All right, now bank robbers wear masks. Superheroes wear masks. Right? Spider-Man, Batman, all those dudes, right? Right? Knock it off. All right, I'm warning you, boy. You're going to get everybody in trouble. I'm warning you. I'm going to come on and separate you from that audience, boy. All right. You know what? I've had just about enough of your giggling and your squirming around out there. I want everybody to hit the deck for 50 push-ups. Let's go right now. Not really. Stay with me. All right. Now you've done it, boy. You've done it now. All right. Bruno, get out here. Take care of these folks. Bruno. you. No, he said no, Mama. He said no. Oh, what? I'm scared. What? No. Yeah, you're a bad boy. No, I'm not a bad boy, Mama. I just use my leg like this. I went, yeah! Oh, wee. I am terribly sorry. I have to apologize for his behavior. No, but you see, I had nothing to do with that myself. I am merely a vehicle through which the spirit of the mask enters this space. You believe me, right? Okay, I'm kidding a little bit. But I'm also being a little bit serious. You know, people say, oh, he's not really like that. He's just kind of hiding behind that mask. He's really a nice guy. He's all right. You know? Well, that's an interesting thing, an interesting paradox that happens when you wear a mask. You are hiding back there, and yet you're revealing something about yourself. Something about that hiding place gives us license to do some things that we might not normally do. It's an interesting thing to be aware of when you wear a mask. Now, so far, I believe all of the masks that I've used have been worn in what we would call a traditional manner. I guess wearing a mask on our face. That's the way we're used to looking at masks. But they don't have to be worn there. You can wear a mask in all different parts of your body. You wear a mask on your hands, and you've got, what? Puppets, exactly. Or you could wear a mask, on your knee, and then lift it up with the proper costuming. You got yourself a little baby. Or a pair of masks and cover the rest of you up. All different ways to wear masks. This particular mask is one that I actually like to wear on the back of my head.
No, stop.
Well, it was my one chance in life to be a ballerina. I had to take it. I know you would too. At this point in the show, are there two people that would like to volunteer to help me out? Young man in the Stars and Stripes. That was the first thing that I saw. Shoot up. Let's go, young lady, right here in the front row with the let's give her a round of applause. Okay, now I want you to give them your best attention. They're very brave to come up here onto stage. We have not worked this out beforehand. This was a complete volunteer organization that we've got going here. So, first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to give you each a mask. I think let's do this, okay? Don't show it to the audience and don't put it on quite yet. I want you to study these masks. I want you to look at them and see if you can figure out how they're feeling. Because I'm going to ask you to put these on. And when I do, I don't want to see you anymore. Okay? It's not that we don't like you. It's just, we just want to see these new characters developed. Okay? So think about the things that we've talked about in the show. The shapes in the mask, the coloring in the mask, maybe the expression. Think about what you might do with your body language. Anything that you can use to help you out, okay? You go ahead and study the masks, and I'll be back in about 10 minutes. You know what? I don't think they're going to need a full 10 minutes. I think you've probably got a pretty good idea about how these are feeling, right? You guys look like you're pretty intelligent. Yes, absolutely. Hey, okay. All right. I'll tell you what I'm going to do, though. I'm going to help them out even more by giving them some costuming. I'm going to help you out. Oh, yeah, it always helps to get into character. I'm going to give you this beautiful jacket here. Oh, like it was made for you. I think we'll use this one afterwards. So, I'll tell you what, why don't you turn your backs to the audience, come on over in here, and we're going to have a quick little conference. Okay, look at the mask here for a second. How do you think this... I think we got a pretty good idea on who these characters are. Some pretty sophisticated character analysis here. So I want you to go ahead and put on the masks, but don't turn around quite yet, okay? Go ahead and put it on. Yeah, mask on first and then, there you go. All right, good. All right. Now, all right, can you see a little bit? Good, okay, a little bit is all you get. Can you see a little bit? Oh, it doesn't matter. Okay, yeah, you'll be fine. All right, so what I'm going to have you do is I want you to turn around, and on the count of 3, I'm going to have you turn around and show us these new characters, okay? Go for it. Wait, no, not yet. On the count of 3. Wait for the count of 3. I want you to help me out here. Let's go. 1, 2. Yeah, and how do these characters walk? How would they walk around the stage? Yeah. All right. And can you walk towards the center of the stage a little bit, please? Yeah, stand right shoulder to shoulder, a little closer. Okay. A little bit closer. A little closer. What, you don't want to dance together? All right. Tell you what, can you shake your head, please? Either yes or no. All right. And how would these characters wave to somebody out in the audience? How do these characters wave? And on that note, off we go. Exit stage left. All right, everybody, let's give them a round of applause. Come on. Take it out. Come on. Don't be shy anymore. All right, let's give them another round of applause. Michelle and Dominic, thank you very much. Here's the deal. I'll do this one for you, but I have to tell you a little something about him first, okay? As you can see, this is one that we very lovingly call Grandpa. And as you can see, Grandpa is very, very old, but he loves to dance. Now, the only problem is I don't have any music with me today, so I'm going to have to get you to help me make music. And what we'll do is this. First of all, I'm going to start clapping by myself. Okay, the key words here are by myself. When I want you to join me, and I will ask you to join me, I'm going to give you a signal. I'll give you the thumbs up signal. Okay, that's when you start clapping. When I want you to stop clapping, I'll give you another signal. I'll go like this. Cut. Okay? Nothing else means stop. This does not mean stop. This does not mean stop. Only this means stop. Only this means start. Okay. So, let's do a quick little rehearsal just to make sure that we've got the signal straight. First me, you start on the signal. Notice how slowly I'm going here. Okay, we've got to keep it slow because he's about 110 years old. If we go too fast, you never know what's going to happen. So, keeping it loud and slow. Teachers too. Let's go. All right. Together. Tonight. All right. Let's boogie. And loud. Real loud. That's it. You got it. All right. Together. You got it. Good rehearsal. All right. That was just a rehearsal. This time it's for real. So remember, keep it loud, keep it together, keep it slow. Have a little respect for your elders.
Abigail Cohen, the office, please.
Sped up. That's all right. I'm going to let it go this time because it sounds like you had a little bit of fun. I hope that you had some fun out there. I had a lot of fun up here. I hope, though, that you also learned a little something about masks and about people in general. You've been a great audience. I hope to see you all again. Thank you very much.
Okay, students, let's give them another round of applause. They did a fantastic job. And also, please give a round of applause to the PTA for helping organize